This podcast is brought to you by Audible. That's right, Audible. Check it out.
I think peeing on potatoes at Walmart is the Pittsburgh-style preparation for potatoes, if I'm not mistaken.
That's potatoes gratin.
Oh no! Did you prepare that before you walked in here?
That felt prepared, but it was good.
That looks very good. Yeah. Good for you, John.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tasteful Dudes podcast, your mom's favorite podcast. And with me today, as always, is my lover. Wait, no, I'm sorry, a different podcast. Is my my comedy lover,
Which is weird because the other podcast is also me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
That's a joke.
Hey guys,
I don't know.
welcome.
Oh man, that was weird.
Was it?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, please
Welcome.
don't do that.
Well, hello. I'm sorry for yelling at you. And it's your Tasteful Dudes featuring guests. That's right. We have some dudes and dudettes on the show today.
Yeah, we have some old taste buds. We peeled them right from your tongue, and they turned into fully formed humans. Hello, taste buds.
Hello.
Hey.
So if you listen to us in the early days, which
Way
you don't have
back
to.
in
You don't have to.
1954.
You knew that we had some other co-hosts by the name of Hannah and Michael. Hannah, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm coming off a weekend-long festival, so am I here? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And it was Bonnaroo?
No.
No, it was Lollapalooza.
No,
Lollapalooza.
You think it's the Greek festival, right?
It was,
It's
that's what I thought.
It's
it
the
was.
Irish festival.
Irish.
Just
Yes.
happened in Columbus. Did you like it?
Excuse me. It was a
It's
tough
amazing.
You go every year.
I go every year for all 3 days. My dad and I
Yeah.
calculated we spend 24 hours there across the course of a weekend, so...
Wow.
What's your favorite thing to do there? What brings you back?
We go for the music. We literally sit and listen to music for like 11 hours a day. It's amazing.
How much alcohol is there? Like a lot?
I mean, for other people, lots. For me, not very much, because I get really sweaty when I drink, and it was already really hot, so I didn't partake.
I mean, you have some excuse there.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And coming in at 355 pounds,
We're cute.
because that
That's a
joke
callback.
never gets old.
Oh my god.
Michael, how you doing?
Good. I wish I had something cool I could say like Hannah, but I didn't do anything since the last time I spoke to you guys.
Yeah, and it's been a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Like
It's
over a
documented.
year.
Yeah.
You're wearing your favorite T-shirt,
Rudy's hot dog.
or
He's
is
wearing
that,
a t-shirt this time.
Yeah,
Happy
or is
Hot
that
Dog Day.
or is that just a one big tattoo that you got that looks like a T-shirt?
And you did meet my puppy, who will remain unnamed because if you say her name, she'll get excited and probably ruin the recording. But go ahead.
A
Oh,
little
yeah, 'cause we're-
racist, yeah.
A little. She is a little
disappointing.
racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well,
We're
as all
working on
puppies
it.
are.
Yeah.
You know, she's a little bigoted, but you know,
It's
in the
just-
words of
it's just
Avenue
ignorance.
Q,
That's just growing up.
everybody loves porn.
She is sniffing my feet right now.
Ah,
That's good.
that's progress.
I feel like that's progress.
Yeah.
And back as always is my co-lover, and he tag teams in and out of it. What's going on, Tim?
I don't like
Fluffy
how
Beard?
I don't like how this is.
It's like a wrestling match.
This is
It
my
really
own
is.
fault here.
If you've seen a wrestling match, you know exactly how it goes down.
That's true.
And Tim, how are you doing?
I'm good. You might notice my voice is a bit more gravelly than normal. I don't know what happened. I think it all started when I changed the kitty litter for my cats. Well, when I changed the kitty litter in my toilets.
Is that when you started to go through puberty finally?
No, I think as I was...
Man, you take this alpha position with your cats.
I do.
Real serious.
Yeah. I pee in there.
You can't be in here until after I do.
You get what's left.
Oh,
No, but I think
damn.
I was replacing all my kitty litter
Still funny.
with fresh, delicious kitty litter, and I think I inhaled
stale shit.
I inhaled a lot of like clay dust, so it's messed
You
up.
got the gray lung?
Yeah, I got the gray
Great.
line.
Well,
So-
we had Harvest Pizza today.
We did.
Which is, Hannah, one of your favorites.
Mhm.
And do you want to tell us why it's one of your favorites?
It's so good. It's on another level. Like, the mix of ingredients they use. Like, you don't get as much bang for your buck. The pizzas aren't enormous. but it's just like unparalleled flavor combinations.
Would you say that it's pizza with good in mind?
I mean, it's good to eat, so I guess.
Would you agree that they Harvest opened its doors with a simple mission to serve the best possible pizza in a genuinely hospitable environment?
Probably off their website.
We're gonna get sued, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's pretty good. I have never gone there and been screamed at, so high words of praise, unlike Little Caesars.
I will say, I did look on their website, and they put their current partners, so all of the local like food producers that they, and it's really cool. It's like a huge list of local food producers. So, oh yeah, no, you didn't see that. You didn't see it. No.
Did you just?
That's later.
Okay. I was gonna say if you're
Clear
planning
your browser
to
history.
No, it has something to do with the podcast.
if you're planning to not share that, I was gonna say that you have to now.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought that was just a gag to make us laugh.
No,
while you were
but
talking.
we got 2 pizzas here today, and I actually have an odd story about finding that place.
Okay. Please.
So I have never gone to Harvest Pizza before, and I knew it was in Clintonville. I knew it was on High Street, but I didn't really know where it was. So I put on, I got their address from their website. I put it into the Waze app, and it took me to a place called Harvest. It just said Harvest. That is, in actuality, a weed dispensary.
Yes, it is. That's under investigation by the state right now.
They're closed.
Yeah.
So I had to call in, and they said, "Oh yeah, we get that a lot." So
Yeah.
luckily, I wasn't the only person that tried to walk into a weed dispensary to get pizza.
So there's a person in Clintonville only known as the Yarn Bomber, who no one knows who she is.
Oh my god!
But she knits these amazing masterpieces and then like mounts them in public places. And she did one for both of the harvests, where in front of the weed dispensary, it's a pizza with like a circle line through it, like not pizza. And then at Harvest Pizza, she put just a pizza slice.
I thought you said
that's
the
cool.
Yard Bomber.
No.
Yeah, I thought this was like
Yarn.
an episode
Yarn.
of My Favorite Murder.
No, Yarn Bomber.
I just figured it was someone that ran around Clintonville dropping unsuspecting deuces on people's front lawn.
Clintonville would deserve that, to be fair.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information.
Yeah.
And also, if you would have gotten pizza at Harvest, I feel like it would have been easier of a podcast to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have had a really good time.
We wouldn't have pressed record. We wouldn't have.
We would have recorded this entire thing and felt really good about it.
Yeah, it would have been
And
great.
then gone home and realized we fucked up. Okay, well, enough with pizza.
Enough with pizza on the pizza podcast. We'll get back.
We'll
to
get
pizza
back
here
to
in a little
pizza.
bit,
You know, we're taking a little break.
Yeah.
But first, we have a segment, and we didn't usually do this segment last year, and I know some of you have been on the podcast this year or both of you have been on the podcast this year to figure it out. But the first segment we like to get into is just, I think it's probably, I don't know, it's a staple, I think, at this point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think
So it's your platform to vent, and oh my goodness,
I can hear your dog chewing on the.
on her horn. Great.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So Tim, speaking of which, speaking of the devil, what's irking you? And is it my dog chewing in the background?
Well, I'll tell you. So I work at a library. I've been a librarian for 9 years, and in that time, you get a lot of weirdos. Most people are great, and I normally take it as a point. If they're angry, it's not they're angry at me. But I also do announcements because I love to utilize my voice. It's fun. So I'll do the announcements when we're closing as if I'm a radio announcer. And most people like it. They'll say, "Oh, you should be on radio." Blah blah. No.
You've tried
those kind of hours. Are you
don't
kidding me?
poo-poo it.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. That's the real reason I'm doing.
Call
the
him
podcast.
Morning Zoo.
Yeah.
You are a morning zoo.
I am a morning zoo. So I was doing the announcements about a week ago, and about 2 minutes left. I did my little 2-minute announcement. This is just last minute announcement. The library will be closing shortly. Blah blah blah. And I was talking to another customer, and this lady came storming down and yelled at my coworker that the announcements were very rude, and they were interrupting her. They were very, and to my coworker's credit. Now, first of all, this piece of shit lady who was yelling at not me didn't have the decency to yell at me, yelling at my coworker, but to my coworker's credit, she went, "Oh well, now you only have 1 minute." And the lady stormed off.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Your coworker is a legend. She
She's
handled
amazing.
that so well.
So
that's incredible.
And it made me so irrationally angry on the way home.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Could she see you, this lady who was yelling at your coworker, could she see you when you made the announcements? Like she knew who it was?
No, I mean, but it was pretty obvious that I'm the only guy that was
okay.
working.
Fair.
So it was obvious it was me.
Maybe she thought it was a recording.
I don't know. Maybe she.
And she's like, I hate that recording.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
but
you sound like a robot.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
It
what's
also
irking
doesn't
me.
help that you were also reading a detailed description of your last colonoscopy.
Yeah.
With a loudspeaker. So
That's really rude.
Quote.
I think she had a point, but it was an epic clapback, if you will. That's what this kids still say. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Kids?
Yeah, there are no kids in here, so we can't verify.
I haven't been a kid in 13 years. Not kidding.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's what's irking me.
Michael, what's irking you this week?
Yeah.
So I thought about it because I've heard you guys' podcast
Racist
before,
dogs.
so I was prepared for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, racist ass dogs and their racist ass owners.
If I trained her to do that, you should give me some credit.
That's
here
true.
As a good dog owner. Not like you're rewarding the racism part, but like
you're going down a bad rabbit hole.
the good trainer part.
But of course we're kidding because I know you wouldn't do that, Nick.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But what's grinding my gears?
That was bad. Can we just cut that part out?
No, keep it in, Tim.
Yeah.
I want the world to know.
I don't cut anything.
So we talked about this, I think on Sunday, but I told you guys a story that came out about the Major League Soccer team, the Colorado Rapids, who had a game this weekend against the Montreal Impact. And I bring this up because before this game, Colorado had posted a official announcement to their fans, giving them a warning that in the area, it was confirmed that there is a colony of prairie dogs infested with fleas carrying the bubonic plague. And so they told their fans the game is still on, but their fireworks shows after the game would be canceled. And it makes me mad because...
You can't have fireworks if there's the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
It's the fucking law, you
Why
asshole.
is that the line?
Also, what kind of message would that send? We're celebrating the death of millions?
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And you can
come
take
on,
a little home with you.
It
Yeah,
only
but-
caused the 3 biggest plagues in Europe.
But I've been waiting for this league to turn into something more than a sideshow, and now there are warnings about bubonic plague going on to their fans. So
I think this is more of a reflection on Colorado than on the MLS.
And also, the underlying... the small part of your story where you just mentioned the Montreal Impact, what the hell kind of name is that?
Dude, I'm not French.
That sounds like a name from the 90s. That sounds like because they weren't an original MLS team. But they sound like they
I'm going to
were.
go ahead and pull a yes, they were.
Were they? Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they were doing all those.
I think they
wacky
were an
names.
older NASL team. Yeah. Yeah, Montreal
NASL.
Impact.
That just sounds like they had a cool word in French, but then they were like, well, it needs to be in English to be an MLS. So then they translated it, and it's not as cool in English.
But here's the thing, they have a French language page, and it's the Montreal. How do you say that in French, Nick?
I don't know. Montreal?
Impact.
So they just went for it. They just went for it.
Impact. Good for the MLS, you know?
Yeah.
Good for America.
Good for America.
I don't understand if they weren't canceling the game, why'd they need to tell anyone about the
That's
bubonic
true.
plague prairie dogs?
Well, so you can get out of the parking lot quicker and lessen your chances of getting...
Well,
Did they release the prairie dogs into the stadium following the game, and that's why they're like,
that's why you have to leave.
we can't do that anymore.
So the colony is in the area, which I don't know if those colonies
And
move around.
fireworks just set them off.
Makes
Yeah,
them
it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesnn't make sense
I
because
feel-
you're still having a large group of people with all of their germs and stuff in one area.
The numbers are just... Someone went home with bubonic plague. The numbers are there.
Oh my god.
Man.
Could you
Oh,
imagine
boy.
if a player in the MLS got sick with the plague
Oh
playing a
my
game?
God.
Well, that
Think
reminds
of
me
the
of
memes.
that reminds me of the
Jesus.
whatever arena San Antonio Spurs play in. They have a problem with bats. Like, bats would just fly everywhere, to the point where their mascot has a Batman costume that he comes out in whenever there's a bat, and they have to suspend play, and they have to get... And Manu Ginobili, like, great sixth man of the year, Hall of Famer, the bat was going by, and he grabbed it. Which everyone was like, oh, that's awesome, he's so cool. No, he's an idiot, because he then had to go through, like, 6 weeks of
he got
rabies
7 shots. Yeah.
Like, and you get him
I
in
think
the
I
tummy.
saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I don't know what his end game was for that.
I don't know.
It's to stop Thanos.
What? Okay.
Nick, what's irking you this week?
What's irking me this week?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm unprepared.
Okay, that's what's irking you?
You know what's irking me? What did John Oliver talk about last night? Talk about prisons.
Oh yeah, prison, not reform, but prison labor.
The like labor stuff.
Yeah,
it's just slavery. And in fact, what's irking me, out of all of the things that I saw in that, is that the 13th Amendment that abolished slavery has a sentence in it with the word "except." Like out of all of them, I think, that just it has "except." Abolishing slavery except in the use of punishment.
Yeah, so when people say that, like, the prison system is legalized slavery, it's not hyperbole. It's literally codified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing good can follow an except clause
especially in the 13th
in the 13th Amendment. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So, that's kind of irking me because, I think people try to turn their lives around. And I think you struggle just in general in thinking about the prison population because
there's so many of them.
But, well, not just that, but, you think about convicts and prisoners, and they're not the most empathetic group of people. Not that they aren't empathetic, but people don't empathize towards them a lot of the time. So their rights are very hard to talk about. Without people bringing up that point. And I think you see a lot of people that are really trying to change things around in there. And for those people that would like a second opportunity at life, and if you really think about the idea behind a prison, of it being a reform, a place for people to go to reform their lives. You get punished, you learn your lesson, you don't come back. I think people, they need to have opportunity to change their lives while they're in there. And not just by working hard, but also guaranteeing them a better life when they do get out here, to help them go through, you're punished, now we're gonna give you opportunities so that you can try to be a better member of society.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that way you have more opportunities.
It's not a
than just
handout.
Restaurant,
It's not a handout. They would still have to seize those opportunities themselves, but it just makes we make it so hard for people to reform their lives. And you have, of course, the prison pipeline, but then also the cycle of criminals going in and out. Because they have no stabilization on the outside.
Yeah, I think for one thing, we're a vengeful society. So I think it's a hard ask.
Revengeful society.
I said ask, not ask.
Oh, I wasn't questioning. If you said ass, I wouldn't be mad either.
Well, it'd be odd if I said it's a hard ask.
No, just go say it.
Ass.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Hannah, what's irking you?
Much more lighthearted, Irish step dance is irking me this week. It's
you and Lindsay both.
It's a stupid sport. So Irish step dance myth tells us that the outfits that they wear, the curls, the crown, all ties back to, like, Irish royalty. Except, like, there are no actual High Kings of Ireland. There are no Irish princesses. Like, that's not a thing in Irish society at all. It's like a myth.
There's only Michael Flatley.
There's only Michael, who is from, like, Michigan. He's not Irish.
Irish royalty.
He's Irish royalty now, but he's American. But he...
he's Irish royalty like Idi Amin was Scottish royalty.
Oh, God. And, like, Riverdance is one thing, but, like, just the myths that they sell, like, this dance style comes from the 1970s. It was created in America. It's not actually Irish. The Irish do it now, but it's not actually Irish. And it's frightening to watch. So, really just bad all around.
It's like tap dancing if you remove all of the fun parts.
Yeah, it's like tap
like,
dancing, but you have to you can't express
stand
yourself.
very still,
Yeah.
no expression.
Only move your feet.
And everybody's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's stupid rhythms too. Like it's dumb rhythms.
It's interesting that you say that as well, because I went to an Irish Catholic school.
Yeah.
And during our St. Patrick's Day, that would be the school talent show, and there was always Irish dancers. And before every single talent show, they would give the myth of Irish dancing.
Yes.
Really?
And they would tell us, Irish dancing goes back to the time of the British rule over Ireland, and they don't move their arms because they didn't want people to see them dancing through windows. But
that's not none of that is true.
No, it's all a lie.
Yeah, my great grandmother started a battle between British soldiers and Irish farmers one time, and she did not do it by dancing without moving her arms.
Yeah.
So
Also, if you're looking in a window and people are bouncing up and down, their arms aren't gonna give them away in dancing.
Yeah.
It's wow, they really love sex.
Catholic. In particular, there's a dance school, which I won't name because it's local, but there's a guy in charge of it who uses all their performances at the Irish Festival purely just to, masturbate over how great he is in front of a crowd of people, not metaphorically, not literally. But, he puts himself into all of the dances. He gets up between every single dance and, talks about his school builds tools for future life. And it's
builds tools?
Yeah, they give
Look at all these tools.
Yeah, but then they build with their hands while they're not using them for dancing. So it's just this weird laudatory exercise that's exhausting. So
laudatory, really good word.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoy that word.
Define.
Just
for the
Define's
dullards,
a good word.
for the layman,
for people other than you. Just praising, just highly praising, but almost laying it on too thick is
gotcha.
The context in which I'm using it.
Butter.
Yeah. If compliments were butter.
See, we knew. We all knew.
If compliments were butter, I would accept them more readily.
And that's what this podcast is all about. Tim, what do you have next on the list?
Okay,
I know you have a lot planned this episode.
I actually have
I'm really excited about.
This is going to be a very long episode for you guys.
Yeah. Well, I think we assumed that. This is kind of our finale, in a sense, because this is
we'll do a wrap up.
This is the crescendo of pizza, what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not the same thing as what Thurman's was.
Now, before we get to that, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Audible. Now, for you, the listeners of the Tasteful Dudes podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out their service. Now, personally, I've been listening to Battlefront 2, Inferno Squad. It's a Star Wars book, and it's by Christy Golden, but it is narrated by Janina Gavankar, who is the voice of Iden Versio in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. So it's kind of cool to hear Iden Versio sort of tell her story. And so go ahead and check out that. And to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/tasteful. That's audibletrial.com/tasteful for your free audiobook. And now let's get to the stories.
Okay, so I have some food news.
Yay.
The first, do you want the kind of sad story or the funny story?
Let's do sad story first, and then funny story is a palate cleanser.
So it's a sad story, kind of, but it's more of a, it's sad to see something go, but then we're going to see something else. So, as you might have heard, last week, I think I posted it, the Grass Skirt Tiki Bar is closing. And they put out a whole announcement. They were on North Grand Avenue, I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
If you know where the main Columbus Library is,
it's right around the corner.
2 blocks away. So yeah, they after 7 years, they didn't. I assume it was probably just getting too expensive.
Yeah, that's an
right
expensive
downtown.
spot. Yeah.
But yeah, so August 24th. So you still have, once this goes out, about 3 weeks to go check it out. And no, I don't want the newsletter Columbus Business First. Get out of here. Anyway, so they said, it saddens us to leave the location, and that they've been a tiki revival, and they've sort of held on to the tiki bar history of Columbus, because we had Kahiki that was huge in the 50s and 60s, I think.
Yeah.
And they actually had some of the pieces, like the the monkey fountain, I think it
George
was.
the monkey.
Yeah, George the monkey fountain and stuff like that.
Which I wonder what's going to happen to him. You hope another tiki bar buys him or something.
I would hope so. I'm going to buy him.
It's a piece of history.
So what they're actually going to do is, let me see if I have the thing here. They're actually going to be moving in to, they're going to be a pop-up restaurant. And I forget where they said they're going to be they're going to be popping up in a bar or in a restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of nice. And I just hope that they still get have that same feel to it. And I want to, like, if they're selling any of those things in there, I want to go to that yard sale.
Yeah.
You know, I have a friend over in California, Spike Marble. He plays in a kind of surf tiki band.
He has to with a name
I know,
that.
yeah.
Holy crap.
And the band's called the Hula Girls. And he's also a photographer, really cool, like pinup photography and stuff like that. But he was the house band at what's it called? Don
the Beachcomber?
Don the Beachcomber.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So he was out before they closed and moved around. So
Which is so sad.
So he's got to be interested in that. But anyway, so that was the sad story, which is not completely sad.
No.
But, you know.
They were the best tiki bar in terms of, like, decor and vibe, though. Like, I feel like every other one just doesn't really nail it. So hopefully their stuff gets filtered out into the tiki community, if nothing else.
Definitely. Into my office.
Into your, the tiki community.
When I lived at home, I actually built a tiki bar in our living room.
That's
in our family room downstairs.
And your parents begged you to stop.
Yeah. So it was kind of sad.
No, that's excellent.
Anyway, so now we're gonna go.
I've never heard a story and been like, "Oh, my buddy Tim would do." Oh, it is Tim.
So now we're gonna go on to the more ridiculous story. So this I found on Delish, which is a food website, blog, thing like that. And this is a segment I like to call reading. I'm going to read a little bit of this. Quote, a Pennsylvania woman was arrested for peeing on potatoes at Walmart.
That's food news.
There you go.
That's food news. I didn't
by
think
Megan,
it, but, damn well, he got it right.
By Megan Schulteger. This was posted about a week ago. And it references another thing. Remember the whole ice cream licking debacle? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so there's this girl who
licked
Bluebell ice cream and all that shit. And so that we thought that was the worst. Apparently it's not. West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, police asked for help identifying a woman caught peeing on potatoes at Walmart. According to Business Insider, footage of the incident was captured on surveillance. I don't think they released it, sadly.
No.
And officers released a statement asking for the public to identify the culprit. Shortly after, I'm going to use her name, why not? Grace Brown turned herself in, and the district attorney's office is recommending criminal mischief, open lewdness, disorderly conduct, and public drunkenness.
I hoped that she was drunk, otherwise it'd be a sad story.
Yup.
I'm just impressed that, like, she could do that with no one noticing. But also, like,
how do you get up on those potatoes?
Physically, she could get up there, yeah, because, like, it's not easy for a lady to pee on something at that level.
I mean, yeah, if anyway, like, a guy could probably do it a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
Just trajectory-wise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could train for that.
The article ends with, don't worry, justice was served and felonies handed out. So if you're planning to lick or pee on food other people are going to buy, maybe just don't.
Just buy it first.
It'll save us all a headache.
You can pee on potatoes in the privacy of your own home.
Like
no one
if
can
you're,
do it.
if you're gonna do it, if that's your thing, if that's your fetish, Michael.
It's been quiet this whole time.
nobody's gonna judge you.
We're just trying to empower you to make your own choices. That are
we
best
just
for
want you to instill, or we want you to enrich the local economy.
It's a little bit more fun when there's a bit of crime involved with it, though.
The sexual thrill.
Not to okay this type of behavior, but I
think peeing on potatoes at Walmart is the Pittsburgh-style preparation for potatoes, if I'm not mistaken.
That's potatoes gratin.
Oh no! Did you prepare that before you walked in here?
That felt prepared, but it was good.
Yeah.
That was very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good for you, man.
Thanks.
What's next, Tim? Keep us entertained.
Well, that actually ends food news.
That ends food news.
That ends food news.
Stops there, guys.
Normally I have
Peeing
too
on
much
potatoes.
food news.
Well, then we'll go into our last segment before we really dig into the pizza.
Yes.
And that is fluency in song. So I actually have a fluency in song this week. And the first person to get it gets...
Just a full-on tongue kiss.
I'm going to abstain from guessing in that case. Do we get to know what languages first?
Yeah, so I went through English to Afrikaans, then to Basque, then to Chinese, then to Finnish, then to Kurdish, back to English.
Oh, man.
Wonderful.
So a lot of different... I try to do a lot of different language trees, just so that it really makes this shit up.
Finnish is its own whole tree itself.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a popular song, and I think you all will know the words. You definitely know the song just because it's pretty iconic. But here we're going to say it. So, okay.
Do you want to say like when it was from?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'll narrow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry for you and me. I don't think it's your day or night. Imagine the girl you love. Soften yourself. Very sweet.
Soften yourself.
Yeah.
Just a meat tenderizing it.
This one's great. If I call you, invest in cheese. You said I have an opinion, and you are clearing my account. Imagine how the world looks. Very sweet. That way, I don't like others. My life. You are with me. The sky will be blue. My life. Do I need to repeat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
No idea.
Do you guys want to hit now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is in older. I think people would call it like classic pop.
Okay.
From the mid. I don't know. I would say 60s or 70s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
I was thinking like 90s.
No,
so,
like
okay.
early pop,
okay.
like that classic rock pop.
Okay.
I'm sorry for you and me. I don't think it's day or night. Imagine the girl you love. Soften yourself. Very sweet. If I call you, invest in cheese. I'm sorry, there's a lot there. You said I have an opinion, and you are clearing my account. Imagine how the world looks. Very sweet.
I don't know the artist, but is it Happy Together?
Yes, it is!
Oh,
Ding,
nice.
ding, 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 ding!
Wow.
It's the Turtles' Happy Together.
Yes.
Which I have no idea where the cheese part came in.
But the
But
day
it's
and
hilarious.
night part got me.
I tried to say it a little bit differently this time, in slightly more the cadences of how it's sung.
Yeah.
I'm really
It's more
hoping
of
for
a-
that tongue kiss.
You can have it. I'll let you take it.
all right, Nick.
It's non-transferable.
Okay. Just
Look
me.
at
Okay.
Look at this spike right here. Okay, so Hannah.
Oh, there was a
I
spike.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I successfully guessed that while your dog decided, like, I had her treats in my mouth, apparently. Because she's just climbing
Hey.
on me.
Hey,
Hi.
she just wants to
Alright,
be
continue.
Anyways,
I'll just hold her.
so that concludes fluency in song. I thought that was actually, when we did this first, the songs had been slightly closer than I imagined them to be.
Yeah.
That one was so far away.
Yeah.
Something about cheese, man.
Like, if I call you, invest in cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell that comes
Yeah, no. But the first two lines were similar enough that I feel like it was a little bit more obvious.
Also, if
Yeah.
I ever call any of you in the middle of the night,
Invest in cheese.
invest in cheese. This is not a drill.
from. Yeah. So with that being said, I'd love to shift this pizza podcast to pizza. Finally.
If you insist.
Now, that being said, Harvest Pizza.
Harvest Pizza.
When you first saw it, what was your opinion? Michael, would you like to start?
So I'm a fan of thick crust, and when I saw it the first time, I thought the crust was a little thin for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
Completely wrong, though. I thought the crust was the best part.
Mm.
But when I first saw it, that was my initial opinion.
Was because you like a more deep dish pizza.
Oh, I love deep dish.
You like thicker crust. Where Hannah, you are very much the opposite. You like that thinner style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, New York style is my dream.
Yeah.
So when you first saw it, we got that. What were the pizzas we got? The garlic
Roasted garlic.
Roasted
and
garlic.
The traditional pepperoni.
and the traditional pepperoni, which came with pepperoncini and
Red
was there
onions.
some red onion on there?
Yeah.
It's not as weird as you think.
Red onion's great.
Yeah. Anyways, but that was on their classic pepperoni, and then the roasted garlic came with
roasted garlic,
a really good white sauce.
Yeah, I think the sauce is actually just like roasted garlic cloves that then they just like smash down and make that into like a paste.
Yeah, it was really tasty.
So good.
Yeah, there were fresh arugula on
tomatoes.
Top of it. And then there was a little bit of heat.
Calabrian chilies on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which are the best kind of chilies I've
Gotcha.
had.
That's where my people are from. My mom's side.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice. Can you get me some chilies then?
Yes.
Cool.
I got some hookah.
He's got the chili hookah. The chili hookah?
The chili. Ooh.
That would that would be so painful.
Do you like the pain searing of chilies? Would you like that in your lungs? Welcome to Columbus Chili Hookah.
You know people would do it.
Yeah.
People would do it. Anyways, in Columbus, there's some weird
Same people that pee on potatoes.
Yeah. No, I think they're a different crowd.
Are they?
Honestly, yeah.
Same people that lick ice cream.
So that being said, I first saw this. It's definitely has that. It's coal fired.
Yeah,
which is the best.
Big 800-degree pizza oven.
Yeah,
you put it in, so like the edges are nice and charred.
It's so chewy.
It
has those like big bubbles on the edge of the.
Mm-hmm. Almost like naan.
Yeah, it does have the same.
I thought you said nam. It's almost like nam.
Almost like naan.
Did we eat two different pizzas? But yeah, so it has that that chewy texture, but then the crisp underneath, and the charred edges and the bubbles.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for crust style, or if you're thinking about crust style, that's definitely this place. It's that cold fired style. Yeah. And we've had that a couple times this season. Natalie's Sip Brewery was the same way.
Oh yeah, Sip.
And it's a really fast style. They can make pizzas really fast that way. And they're obviously still delicious. And I think everybody was pretty impressed. So Tim, did you want to give your opening thoughts about the pizza?
Yeah. So the toppings were really good. The flavor was it hit you in the face with flavor, which was great.
Which one are you talking about?
Both of them.
I mean, both of them, but I really felt that with the roasted garlic one.
The only thing, garlic and onions for me can get too much easily, and the garlic in that first bite was a little overwhelming, but it was good. And I think when I got to the other toppings, it worked itself out, and the arugula really worked well with it. So that was really good, and the pepperoni was just phenomenal. The one thing, and speaking as the resident crust dude, I thought there was a little too much char. I thought that kind of charred flavor was a bit too much for me.
You know what? A couple of pieces that I had, I would agree with you, because and it's a weird. So some people really live for that char flavor, and if you're one of those people, this is great.
People that eat charcoal.
Yeah, exactly.
Health and wellness.
It settles my tummy.
Oh god. But yeah, it was a weird note for me at least to end the pizza because I don't know how you eat pizza, but I start in the middle and go towards the crust.
Not like the other way, like an animal,
like Pittsburgh style. So it's that ending note of the crust and the charred that the charred crust, not just charred. I don't think there was charred on this pizza, but it was just charred. It was a bitter end to a really good pizza.
Also, Pittsburgh style is eating 2/3 of the piece of pizza in your car while driving on the road, and then rolling down your window first, and then tossing the pizza out to where it hits a motorcycle policeman in the helmet.
It's
drippy pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with a lot of coal-fired places, the charring will be different time to time, obviously, because it depends on who's cooking it. Like, if they lose their focus a little bit, you might get a little extra. So I think you could go to Harvest 5 times and get 5 different levels of charring, which is good and bad.
And that's a really good point. I feel like coal-fired pizza is just across the board. It's every time you get a pizza, it's the most different from the last time you had a pizza. Where if you go to that cracker style crust or New York style or the stuffed pizza of Chicago, it's gonna come out pretty uniform. But with the coal-fired, every pizza is like a snowflake. It's going to be slightly different.
And it also melts really fast.
It melts in your mouth.
Yeah, and it melts really fast. And it's not cold.
Cheese
it's
to
not
melt
cold. But yeah, so I think I think definitely there's a lot of room for shift in terms of not quality but experience every single pizza gives you with coal-fired.
And there are a lot of other specialty pizzas that they have there that I'd like to try. To my credit, I guess, I didn't get the Hawaiian pizza.
To your credit, you're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
They also have a pizza with clams on it.
They do.
If you want to go super hard in the
Was
weird
that
direction.
the Geary's something? Or?
Yeah, it's like chopped up clams.
Yeah.
Does that come with what else?
Oh, I don't know.
A
I can't
barf
eat
bag.
it.
Clams. We call this pizza clams.
It's just clams still in the shell on pizza dough.
Clam kabam.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I've had Harvest one time. Hannah, you like this spot?
Yeah, I go here all the time, like too much, because it's expensive.
Okay.
But my boyfriend works close to the Clintonville one, so he gets a neighbor discount.
Oh, cool.
Depending on our server, it's either 10% or 25%.
Oh, that's nice.
So we get some sort of discount, so we go there more often, because we can justify it.
And so, what other pizzas have you tried there that you're a fan of? I know your favorite, I think, was the garlic one.
Roasted garlic is my favorite pizza of all time, like anywhere. But their white pizza is really good, and I add Calabrian chilies to it because that spice is just super nice. And then their almond pesto pizza is also really good.
I looked at that, but almonds.
Yeah, that would be a problem for you, I suppose.
Would it kill you?
No.
No, it would make my sore throat worse.
But it wouldn't kill you.
Probably
So
not,
you
no.
deprived all of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Selfish.
Selfish asshole.
No, selfish would be getting the Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah. Good going for you.
I'm sorry I deprived you of a great pizza. That's totally not a gimmick. It's not. Don't you start this shit.
I'm not. We have guests, Tim.
How dare you? Not in front of the children.
Oh, man. We lost both of them in the divorce.
We did. Yeah. I don't know what
We
happened.
live with another family now.
Yeah.
3 Christmases, hey.
Oh.
So, Michael, if you had to rate this pizza on the hashtag 6 out of 10 scale, which I know you're familiar with,
Oh, I am.
what would you give this pizza in overall thoughts and conclusion?
Oh, God.
And then you're done talking.
You just asked a lot.
So I also need you to do this all within one paragraph. Five sentences max.
Write it down.
Okay. In 100 words or less, it is definitely a solid 6 out of 10 for me. Oh, God, Tim, don't look at me like that.
What did I do?
Jesus, man. Solid 6 out of 10.
It happens to me too.
Yeah.
I just stare sometimes.
While taking his pants off. That's what makes it weird.
Oh, the pants have been off. Have you not noticed that? Yeah, I saw that like minute 1.
Well, it's because I have. I got pants tattooed on me. It really saves time in the morning.
You just body paint.
Just hop out of bed and hop in the car. Hope it's not too.
It's like the hydro printing. You just hop in the bed that you prepared to look like pants.
But wait, how do you keep tearing pants then?
Oh,
Smoke
don't
and
get
mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors.
A magician never reveals his secrets.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, what did you? Okay,
solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah, solid 6 out of 10. Like I mentioned before, I'm just a thick crust. I'm a thick man. I'm just a thick man. The crust was great. Like you guys were talking about, it's really unique when you have coal fire. So I did like the crust when it got to the end. It was a little thin for me, and I thought the toppings were great. I love arugula on a pizza. Solid 6 out of 10.
And would you give that for each of them, or is that an amalgamation?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Solid 6 out of 10 for the one with pepperoni and onion and banana pepper.
Mm-hmm.
This is embarrassing, Nick. I completely forget the scales for the...
You can bubble up or bubble down as well.
I bubble up then for
the pepperoni?
the garlic one.
Oh, so solid 6 out of 10, bubble up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not quite 10 out of 10, but close for you.
Close.
Tim?
You want me to go? Okay. I'm going to go... So, yeah, I really did like it. Both of them were very good. I'm going to go a solid 6 out of 10 for the pepperoni. I like that. I love pepperoni and onions is a really great combination for me. And then for the garlic one, I'm going to go a 6 out of 10 bubble up. I'd
So
like to try
a B minus.
Yeah, I'd like to try it again, and I'd love, and I say this far too often. I would love to eat there, because walking in, it's a really cool atmosphere, and there I'd love to eat there and see what the whole
get it like hot, fresh, immediate.
yeah, to see what the whole experience is. So I think it's definitely a I want to try it again. But yeah, a 6 out of 10 bubble up for the garlic, and solid 6 out of 10 for the.
So overall,
pepperoni.
pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good, yeah.
Hana.
The pepperoni, I would give a solid 6 out of 10. I don't think it's as like interesting a combination as some of their other pizzas. And plus, I don't fuck with onions, so
Right.
so I picked that off. So maybe that would have made the experience better. But
I don't
if
fuck with you.
I don't fuck with you, but so solid 6 out of 10. Like it's a good pepperoni pizza. But the roasted garlic, and I knew this going in, is a 10 out of 10 for me because it's my favorite pizza of all time. It's just so good. Like the mix, like I love white pizzas. So like just the garlic being turned into a paste as the sauce is amazing. With the like sweet heat of the chilies, with the pepperiness of the arugula, it's just like. I almost said out of bounds because I've been watching a lot of Tires, Drive-Ins, and Dives recently.
Was it off the chain?
It was off the chain. It got my ticket to Flavortown, and I'm going to get sued now.
Yeah. Did you have to de-bling
He's
to
from
eat it?
Columbus. He was born here. At
He
least.
was born in
he?
Columbus, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Guy Fieri apologist. I love that
totally
man.
claim him. I love him. Yeah.
So I really liked the pizza overall. I think the only place where I can knock this pizza at all is the price to topping ratio. The toppings were light. I think, I had the pepperoni pizza where there weren't any onions on my piece. Then I saw some where there weren't any pepperoncinis on their piece. So that was the only knock I can give them. That being said, and I could have it again. That's great. That's the great thing about coal-fired pizzas is
That's the great thing about pizza places. You can go back again.
Yeah, you can go back and have a totally different experience.
Because when Tim goes to pick it up, he's the one that gets banned, not you.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't go back.
And it's just because he pees on the potatoes in the back.
Well,
it's
that's why you
copycat
don't
case.
that's why you don't have potatoes on a pizza.
Yeah.
I was sending a message.
Was there somebody that did potatoes on a pizza? I feel like that's the thing I've had.
There's a couple places that do it.
Either way, the roasted garlic was absolutely awesome. The sauce I thought was excellent. The arugula, it's basically the combination of everything. You get that heat in every bite, but then I can't stop thinking about that sauce of the garlic sauce. So I would give that a solid 6 out of 10 bubble up. And the pepperoni pizza, which, again, my favorite combination is pepperoni and onion on a pizza, so it had that combination. That being said, I would definitely give it just a 6 out of 10. And I think I think the topping amount really irked me. So that's what's irking me this week.
You're going to write a strongly worded note to your congressman. Tim, don't eat the dog treats.
What? Sorry.
Tim is my congressman.
What would you give?
I would vote
these
for
dog
you.
treats? What?
I would vote for you.
No.
You don't want to vote for me.
Wow, that was a really visceral reaction.
Yeah.
Fuck politics, man.
That's why. That's why I would vote for you.
Yeah.
So without much further ado, Hana, Michael, do you have anything going on that you want to discuss before we wrap up? Anything that you're looking forward to in the future?
My business is my own.
Okay. Thank you, Frodo.
Oh, sorry.
Is that your
I
tum
made
tum?
your dog mad. Yeah.
She's fine. Hey. You're okay.
Dude, we were having such a lovely moment when you guys were talking.
I'm
earlier.
sorry for my racist dog. I really am.
Yeah, I'm a little worried,
man.
man.
Like, it's almost
You
like when
gotta-
everybody has that racist uncle. You know what I mean? My uncle just happens to be a dog.
We're going to make her flashcards of people of color for you to use, where you can hold them up and be
Yeah.
like, friend, and then give her a treat.
Yeah.
This has been an eye-opening
Mahershala
experience.
Ali, friend.
Yeah. Oh, 100%
Yeah.
friend.
Friend to all.
Yeah.
2019.
So.
Idris Elba. God.
God, you love Idris
So
Elba.
I guess
too.
Michael is gonna make dogs angry, at least racist dogs
Yeah.
angry. And I'm sorry.
Well, and we're going to do sort of a wrap up, quick little
we'll
wrap up,
We'll do a wrap up
kind
where
of
we
best of
review
episode.
all of the episodes and name our favorites from this year.
Will that be next week?
Adjust. It will be next
It'll
week.
Be next week. Yeah.
And then we'll be taking a break just for a little bit before our next season, which we'll announce on the podcast, and we'll be doing a different food subject.
Tacos.
That we're really excited about.
Can you redo that so there's a clean take with now Tim's gotten his joke out of the way?
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah, I know he would. There's no use. It's just a waste of time.
We've already said it.
Where have we?
Yes.
Well, you're the one that listens to these podcasts.
I'm all of our listens. It's sad.
But either way, Tim, where can they find us?
Well, I'll tell you, Nick. They can find us on the mystical lands of the internets.
But where?
So if you...
Which parts of the internet?
If you go on to Instagram or Twitter,
Dark
we
parts.
are at MyTastefulDudes. That's at MyTastefulDudes. And you can also join our Facebook group supper club thing that we talk about.
What's it called?
Oh, it's called the Tasteful Dudes Podcast Supper Club C-Bus.
How could you forget that?
Who could forget that? And I'll link it down below in the podcast, in the doodly-doo. And in the description. And join the group. It's open, so you can join it. And we talk about food. Most of it Columbus, but we'll get into some weird other stuff too. And we'll put polls up. And Nick's the one that will do all of the posts because nobody likes my post. Anyway.
Well, there you have it. So thank you so much for listening, and stay tasteful.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being on.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I am
farts. I said your line.
I know.